Some choices are hard, like should you choose McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders or the Buttermilk Crispy Chicken in our signature crafted recipe sandwiches? Well, guess what? You can't make a wrong choice. It's Buttermilk Love, and that's good news. Speaking of good news, now you can get McDonald's 2-piece Buttermilk Crispy Tenders for just $2 from their $1, $2, $3 menu. Cannot be combined with other offer or combo meal. Prices and participation may vary.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio in high fidelity.
Olodumare Moki Loni Mo Wo Kun Marinaye, Mother, Father, Creator, God. I create the new day. I greet the four directors that create the world. You are now listening live and always in archive at your leisure and convenience to the Divine Prince, Pan-African Spiritualist, Practitioner, Author, and Advisor, Alagoon Oloye Hoodoo Obeya Bokur, sharing with you in all things spiritual, mystical, metaphysical, cosmic, evolutionary, revolutionary, healing, and holistic from a Pan-African Hoodoo world spiritualist perspective. Understanding that all is truly and indeed a blessing if you can just see beyond the veils, for it is all just an illusion and a test and one of the greatest divine mysteries of this life cycle. This is my constant prayer, my mantra, affirmation, reverberation, reiteration, and my ever-living reality. And it is crucial to the very foundation of my understanding, my teaching, my walk, my works, my demonstration along this divine, all-blessed life path and journey. It is how I, the Divine Prince, make sense out of all that we are challenged with here in our daily existence on Mother, Father, Earth, and it is my personal place of power and understanding, a place from where I begin, the place from where I realize and crystallize all my endeavors, understanding that I and I alone create and co-create my divine destiny, and I alone create and co-create my divine, all-blessed reality. And so it is, Ashe. Today is Monday, 9th, 2018, and I am emanating and vibrating with you and for you live, virtually, verbally, cosmically, quantum, universally, from this working temple of the House of the Divine Prince. Type Potions, Hoodoo Central, Black Hawk Voodoo in this legendary, historic, beautiful, and most enchanted city in America, in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of my ancestors and those who came before me along this spiritualist Hoodoo Obeah life path and journey, passing down the great Obeah estate along with the knowledge of the healing, life-giving herbs, roots, plants, rituals, spirits, and minerals. Please do continue to join me here at high noon U.S. Central Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. blogtalkradio.com/the-divine-prince. My live listen-in and call-in number is area code 347-215-8967. Again, that's 347-215-8967. When you are ready with your question, comment, or request, do press the number 1 on your telephone keypad. I will be more than happy to assist you. And today I have a very special guest, very respected elder, not only to me, but to the community. Big Chief Shaka Zulu, Big Chief Shaka Zulu, Yellow Pocahontas is with us today, and I feel truly honored and grateful with all that he has on his plate, that he took the time to come here and be a part of my platform and share more of what Congo Square is with us today. Shaka, are you with me? Your mic is now open.
Yes, I am. And Big Chief Shaka Zulu was actually Golden Feather. And today I have a very special piece that I want to speak on. And it's, once again, we're dealing with Congo Square. And we have this beautiful celebration that's called New Orleans Voices of Congo Square. And it's a piece that's going to be at the Orpheum Theater, 420, April 20th, and at 8 o'clock p.m. Doors open at 7. But it's a combination of a lot of spiritual stuff that's going on as it relates to African consciousness, because there's an African religious spiritual conference actually that day, and all week long we're going to have a lot of celebrations like that. But Voices is really a 26-member cast, and it's telling the story of all of the history that comes out of Congo Square through music, song, and dance. So it's a live production. It's about maybe 20 to 30 people in the cast, and you have a very strong component of education there because it's the history. So a lot of the story that's being told is the chronological history of Congo Square, and we're going back probably before we got to what we call New Orleans today, and we end with the celebration of New Orleans in today and as well going into its future. So we got the brass band situation with the Social and Pleasure Club. We got early jazz. We got the Masked Indian part of the production. We got African dance. We have stilt dancing. I mean, anything that you could think of that has to do with the diaspora, being Haiti and the Caribbean, because it has a lot to do with New Orleans. So we're just pretty much trying to let people hear our voice, and I'm very excited to have a platform to be able to express ourselves as a production, even with this show, as well as being an official event for the tricentennial. So I'm very excited about it. It's a very strong, profound piece.
Absolutely, and we certainly appreciate you and your time. We have a little bit of more time ahead of us. Tell us how you concept this, how you dreamt this, how this come to you. How did you get the idea, the spirit to produce this show?
Actually, I had to give it some thought again, but it's really my life. You know, I was in 9 times Social and Pleasure Club at one time. I grew up being a part of Free Spirit, which is a company that was started in the 80s by my dad, Zohar Israel. So my dad, as well as some other elders, you know, Asetua, Mariama, and anything that's dealing with African drum and dance in the city of New Orleans, I can honestly say my father was part of that introduction, you know. So we pretty much a family that's part of the introduction of the African drum and dance scene here in New Orleans. So we go back all the way to the 70s with that. So I grew up immersed into African culture as it relates to the performing arts. My dad also instrumental in the stilt dancing here in the whole Southeast region. You know, my dad's a stilt dancer. I have 2 brothers that are stilt dancers. My daughter's stilt dancer. My wife's a stilt dancer. I'm a stilt dancer. I have stilt dancing schools right here in New Orleans, as well as far as West Oakland, California. So, you know, so pretty much I just took my life, and we had a performing arts company called Zulu Connection that performed around the world, African drums and Caribbean culture. So I was a part of a masking culture, being initiated in it before I was a masking Indian. So basically, after just viewing all of that and doing different pieces of my life as a performing artist around the world, I just put it all together, you know, into one production, because I realized that my whole life has really been the cultures that came out of Congo Square. But the only thing I realized in the city growing up in New Orleans is the culture has always been prevalent and present, but we have never presented it. You feel me? It always been other people presenting us, but we've never really presented ourselves on a world stage. So even though many people before me have presented different aspects of it and have traveled the world with it, but I just felt like there needed to be a platform here that's presented about us, that's coming from us. So that's what made it very important for me. And it took about 3 years to put this together. And my wife and you know, and of course, you know, no powerful production is done without the help of others. But it took us a while to actually put it together. And the piece is really more than us. You know, it's bigger than us, because, you know, the culture that comes out of Congo Square speaks of all of us. So that voice is coming from all of us. So I had